It's race day. Welcome, race fans, to a showcase of driving perfection. My name's Webbo, and let's get down trackside. Hold on tight, we're gonna go for it. Boom, that's how it's done. Whoa, easy. Surely not all the way around the outside. Oh yeah, we're cooking now. Shake and bake, baby. Shake and bake. This is a roller coaster of emotions. The drivers are pushing their machines to the limit and beyond. Woo, it doesn't get any better than that. We wait for the lights, the revs build, and so does the excitement. And it's drop the clutch and go, go, go! Okay, driver, it's hammer time. This driver is an artist, and the racetrack is their canvas. Did you see that? Did you see that? Wow! Let's watch it again. Ooh, hopefully they'll get away with that one. What a great start, and it looks like we can build on this now and really make a good race of it. There's the fastest lap, folks. No mercy on the menu today. Yeah, sideways is rarely ever faster, but you do get style points. And we roll the safety car dice. Leave them alone. They know what they're doing. Oh no, someone's gone bowling into turn one. What a shocker. Moving left, jinking right. Keep them guessing. Lawn mowing as a side gig. And we go down the inside, Danny Rick style. We're on the edge of our seats here, folks. The racers are pushing their limits, risking it all for that coveted first place position and the all-important win. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The two cars ahead are fighting with each other. It's slowing them down. And through we go! That driver is a complete and total. A word has not been invented to describe how complete and total they are. But they are one, and a complete and total one at that. And it all comes down to this, the final lap. If you smell what this driver is cooking. This seems like as good a time as any to ask if you've subscribed yet. There's your Grand Slam, pole, fastest lap, and the win!
Welcome race fans back to Deviant Racing and the Daytona circuit for a fabulous resumption of what is now season 5 of this fabulous GT World Challenge. My name is Webbo, here to enjoy the gaming and the driving with you all, and a big thank you to everyone who's already said hello. This is how our season finished out. Season 4.3 official results declared Zen in second, with Vic in first place, absolutely convincingly here in GTDPRO. John Kai fairly close third place. Even closer though was Comacopa in fourth place. Chaotica wasn't far away in fifth. And we have an all-new field for you of race drivers and new teams as well, as you can well expect. The drivers are trackside. They are ready to go. Zen is, in fact, already in the Peugeot RCZ, and he is getting ready for his run. I just want to make sure I've actually got reasonable control here. That's bizarre. My controller's not working. Forgive me. Let's get you on board view. Unfortunately, yeah, my shoulder buttons aren't working. One of them is. Okay. Zen is through the first part of the Daytona circuit, and now through the dog leg of turn 4, heading in towards the right-hander here. We're running a full 24-hour day-night cycle here at our races today. Of course, this is the GTDPRO top division. The second division will be aired straight after this stream, so make sure you get yourself ready for that one. A big hello as we get out onto the oval circuit. Hello to Runks and to Going Grace, who's on a flight but stopped by to say hey. Hi to Jim and Kuros Kai, astonishing as well, and Roy Mustang as well, who's here in the live chat. If I haven't said your name yet, I haven't seen you in the live chat, so make sure you make sure you're part of today's broadcast as much as possible. That's what makes it fun live, is if you can be here and be interactive. Keep an eye on the drivers, keep an eye on the field for me, be my co-commentator as well, and do everything possible, because we can't cover absolutely everything that goes down. Here are the new teams, though, on the circuit. We've got driven by Zen in the Peugeot RCZ. Zen will be paired with Thrasher in Team Sugar Rush Racing. And you can only imagine what those liveries are going to be themed around. This is Preston, who is racing today in the Legend motor racing team. Unfortunately, he goes into the pits. Vic, the current reigning champion, streaks into a pole position by almost half a second. Vic is racing for Team Jetstream this season, and I wonder if that's going to be airline themed. A subject close to my profession, I should say. Captain Eli, though, shaming Vic immediately out there, the Lebanese driver, and he is in Team Perfect Pace Racing. That's perfect with 2 R's. A pair of R's in Perfect Racing. We will have a look. I'm sure that's going to be feline themed, no doubt. So Captain Eli, 3.5 tenths of a second ahead of Vic, the reigning champion, with Zen in third place. Lots of drivers talking down their prospects today, but Captain Eli bucking the trend, because he has been doing, I think, a 12-hour of Daytona race on this sim. So he's talking up his game. And certainly that qualifying time there, Captain Eli in the Aston Martin V12 Vantage GT3 from 2012, already showing very well indeed. Comacopa for Team Legends heads down towards that famous bus stop where you need to steal as much of the apex, the yellow apexes, as you possibly can. Keep 2 wheels on the grey stuff as much as possible as well, and power on out. That's a good personal best from Comacopa. He's looking for an entire second to get up onto the provisional pole position. Hi to see Roy Mustang just checking in, as Jim says. Now we get to see who all the sandbaggers are, so that the drivers who are talking down their chances. I have been reliably informed that John Kai has put in an extraordinary 5 practice laps ready for today, and Comacopa goes third and is only 4 tenths away from the ultimate pace of the race. TX Speedstars in car number 14 is racing for Team Liquid Death, and I don't think this is the official livery here today. I am going to have a terrible time tracking the drivers today without my controller working properly. I have at least got a keyboard shortcut, so that will do. But this looks like the default Mercedes livery. Unfortunately, they don't always come through. But I gave it a cleared history as I need to sometimes. Dirksy, the winner of my Sensit Haptics competition. I'm sure he hasn't yet got his seat, but expect a big uptick in smiles on the Dirksy face during the course of the season once he gets his haptics running, because that's going to be insanely good. If you are looking for a haptic seat, look no further than Sensit Haptics and follow the links from my channel if you would be so kind, because I get a little kickback for that, but I honestly think it's amazing as well. So Team Liquid Death, I have no idea what these cars represent today. Let's have a look on the outboard. Team Liquid Death then. This is, I'm assuming, petroleum, gas in the US. Presumably that's what the livery is themed around. We will wait and see. Not a bad time. Liquid Death is water, says Kuros Kai. Interesting. Okay, thank you for that. As Dirksy, half a second penalty. Pushing a bit too hard. As I'm also then being told by Kuros Kai, Dirksy and Junkai are Team Big Oil. So absolutely. Purple says GT7 still alive and well. Of course it is. Of course it is. It's not going anywhere. The Ferrari in front of Izzy is somewhat blocking the way here. The 296 GT3. The default livery there, as we have a look at it as we go side by side with, I think that's Thrasher. Thrasher at home in the Ferrari. That can't be Thrasher. My apologies, because he's Thrasher's driving the Peugeot. Izzy is representing Team Jetstream, and I can't wait to do the full livery review. As always, we'll do that during the safety car break, and the safety car break will be mightily important here at Daytona, the home of the Rolex 24. I shouldn't really name. Other watches are available, I should say, because I'm not I'm not exactly paid by Rolex to shill for them. So there you go. If they wish to sign me, absolutely, I will absolutely talk about that watch manufacturer. Captain Eli is your fastest driver ahead of Vic. No change up at the top of the order, as we'll perhaps join Vic and see how this lap is going out of the West Horseshoe and in towards what is known as turn 6, is actually the in and out, because you go in and then you go out, but it is very low grip through that corner, especially on throttle, and when your mind is elsewhere, like if you're in the middle of a battle, for example. This is Vic racing for Team Jetstream in the Audi R8, the best sounding car in Gran Turismo in my view, anyway, in the GT3 field at least. As we look then for that braking zone, usually it's the overhead gantry between the number 2 and the number 1 on the way into the corner. Purple, I've seen you a lot on the channel, and I'm very grateful you being here. Do I know you as some other PSN or gamer tag? If so, please let me know. Do I know you from somewhere else? Because you're joining us a lot, and I really appreciate it. But it's great to have you here. It's great to have Astonishing and Binkit as well, of course. This is Vic. Glovas has gone fastest. Glovas gone fastest here by just 0.2 of a second. As Vic, can he get any better? No. That is a slightly slower lap for Vic. Captain Eli is pushing hard. We're ticking down the last few seconds of this qualifying session as Izzy goes into 3rd place. Captain Eli a personal best, but doesn't pip Glovas for pole. It's Glovas all the way up there. What a fabulous run for him. That is unexpected, because he wasn't featuring in the rest of the field. Glovas is your leader then on the qualifying. As things stand, I don't think anybody is going to be able to beat that, because the laps were just ticking by. I'll check in with Captain Eli. He is going slowly, as we'll go through the rest of the grid. Glovas fastest, a 146.560. Just 23 thousandths of a second away from Captain Eli, with Izzy in 3rd, TX in 4th place, and Vic in 5th. It is going to be airlines. It's Pan Am Airlines for Vic and Team Jetstream. Comacopa's in the pits. Faciar's there too, so is Junkai. Preston in P9. Zen in 10th. Now Zen was going to be my dark horse for today. racing in the Peugeot, which has been a very fast car through 2025. I don't know if it's been nerfed recently. Zen might think that that's just his luck to draw the Peugeot just as it gets nerfed, but I'm not entirely certain on that one. You do see a lot of Peugeot, a lot of Renault in the daily races. I'm reliably told I don't compete because I haven't got the patience. It's Dirksy in 11th, it's Thrasher in 12th, Chaotica in 13th. We've got K Morris in the pits in the Ferrari. Unfortunately, we're not seeing his livery. I will exit perhaps out momentarily. And the safety car is in British police colours. Izzy goes pole! Izzy takes pole position right at the final few seconds. I thought the overage was going to cut everybody off, but there goes Izzy by nearly 0.4 of a second with the fuel burning off. He's done that on fairly old tyres as well. Props to Izzy for stealing that one right at the death. Insane from Izzy. In the Audi R8, he goes on a 1:46.166. The drivers were joking with each other that they need to get under the 2-minute mark in the driver chat room earlier in today's Discord, but it's looking very good for Glovas and for Captain Eli in the perfect pace racing there in second and third positions. TX for Liquid Black Death in fourth place ahead of Vic. Also for, I think that's Jetstream. Then we've got Komakopa for the Legends, Fascia and Junkai, followed by Preston, Zen, Dirksy, Thrasher, Chaotica, and K Morris. It looks like the Ferrari 296 not faring well here at Daytona. The M4 will be our safety car, driven by the fantastic Astonishing. I am going to quickly try and exit out as quickly as possible. If anyone, I know our safety car driver is usually watching, so please just hold off for me if you are in charge. Well, Chaotica is probably in charge. I'm going to try and get back in after doing a reset so we can get that beautiful Mercedes livery as quickly as possible. I'll go. I'm relatively well practiced at doing this. Let's try and get ourselves back in. Safety car has been announced as being active during lap 18. We have a 1 hour race ahead of us. I don't know exactly how many laps that will be. Perhaps you can speculate, if you will, at a 1:48. We get ready then for the race. Hopefully you can give me your predictions as well for the podium. You can only choose 3. Lots of cred available to you. Yeah, I must also mention that I'd love it if you would like or subscribe or press the hype button, possibly. There's also super thanks or live super chats available if you are feeling generous and you've got plenty of spare to go. Like I say, we're going to go for a 24-hour time elapse, so 24 times time limit, and that means that we will have a full day-night day transition. We typically, in the Daytona 24 race, we run from the early morning through to the early morning, unlike Le Mans, which tends to start around 3 p.m. local time. So I'm not entirely sure. Let me try and find what that is. Late morning. Okay, so it is late morning start in Daytona Beach, Florida. Yeah, just being confirmed there with the safety car as well. So 60 minutes await. Safety car lap will bring everybody in. We've got the required tyres are just the hards and the mediums. I'm not aware of any fuel or tyre changes this season from season 4.3. This is the 5th year of racing here at Deviant Racing, and I think I've been with them for 3 of them, and I'm very pleased to be invited back as well. It's great to spend Sunday with everybody here from the Deviant community. The drivers, you might find them using the softs at some stage during the race, but lap 18 might be quite far into the race. So we might see a lot of drivers starting on the hards and trying to make this one work all the way to the finish. I would love to take part in my Stratos from 1973, but I'm not going to hit that button. The driver's just having a quick breather. And a drink or possible nicotine break before the race begins. Don't forget that coming up straight after this race will be the stream for the GTD second tier racers. So we are absolutely looking forward to that for later on. For this, we'll be doing a seven race season. That's I'll just go back to that page. It's race day.
Welcome, race fans, to a showcase of driving perfection. My name's Webbo, and let's get down trackside. Hold on tight, we're gonna go for it. Boom, that's how it's done. Whoa, easy. Surely not all the way around the outside. Oh yeah, we're cooking now.
Race. The countdown has begun then for the race still to come, and we will get ourselves trackside and enjoy an hour's racing with the Deviant crew. Let's get our race information as we wish it to be, and then we will see the drivers getting underway. We've got 1 hour of racing for the season premiere of season 5.1. And it's dropped the clutch, and it's go, and a good start from the legend BMW. I think that might be Copa in the purple Jaguar colours, but it's a great start for Team Perfect Racing as they head down in towards that all-important turn 1, and you can expect fireworks as they run through here. We'll see if anybody has an issue on the way through the corners, but in fact, the only person having an issue is our safety car driver as the rest of the field come through. Globas ahead of Izzy, who's managed to pick this back up again. TX Speedstars right there, and alongside him, you've got Captain Eli down the middle. They're going to head down towards the horseshoe next up, and it's going to be, they've filtered back into single file racing. Back up front though, Globas away like a scolded cat as he should be in his Team Perfect Racing, and he's straight into the lead. The ITA Airways livery of Izzy is running fast. I was expecting Izzy to be in a Colombian Airlines livery. If so, let's improve that one. Colombiana, for example, would be a good livery to copy. The Team Liquid Death represented there in the Mercedes of TX and Fascia with Copa in the old Jaguar endurance racing colours here, the purple, the iconic colour schemes, and it's exactly what we want to see here with some of the greatest designs in GT7 racing. Heading straight towards our fixed camera here into the bus stop the drivers go, and it is going to be Globas ahead of Izzy, ahead of Captain Eli and TX Speedstars. The initial squabbles have finalised, and the drivers continue on through. You can see Preston and Zen fighting over this position now. Zen in 9th, Preston on the low side on the oval here as the tri-oval as they come through to finish out this first opening lap. A Carambar is the livery there. It looks like a slippery surface flag on the roof of Zen, but it took a lot of design work. You can see this is fabulous oval racing maneuvers as Exxon go down the outside of John Kai. Preston's right there as well, and it's someone I think possibly has hit the invisible barrier on the inside into turn 1. That's Preston losing positions hand over fist as he runs through the order. Let's go back to the start of the race then and see how this all eventuated from some of the cars further back. You can see an absolute squabble on the way down in towards turn 1. But it is very busy down in here, but they were so well behaved coming into these opening few corners. It's super low grip on the way in, and then we can just about see our safety car driver going sideways, but I won't focus on that too much. I'm sure that didn't really happen. It's Izzy ahead of Captain Eli, ahead of Globas, who has had a problem and possibly had a spill. Let's check out, let's see if we can track exactly what happened to Globas. We're slightly too late to find out what happened to Globas, but down to 3rd position. All is far from lost. No damage remains on the car there, as they could not be more American, could they, with Globas and Captain Eli absolutely draped in everything red, white and blue, and they've picked up every USA sticker possible in the book. In the box here as Izzy leads us. He's actually just picked up a half-second penalty. That's going to hurt, and it's going to condense the field right down. The penalty marker is coming up, and so you'll see him suddenly dip out of the throttle. It's just for half a second, but we will see as he comes past those yellow chevrons, the USA flag will be flying hard and fast, and I think even that was Eli having a penalty as well. It's Globas who gets back into the challenging position round the outside potentially here into turn 1 as he sweeps down onto the concrete surface of the infield, and Globas retakes the lead of the race. And he will count himself very fortunate indeed to have been in such a difficult position and then back into the lead of this race. The ITA Airways 182 of Izzy is having his diffuser nibbled away. You can see TX has got some markings on his splitter there already. Right, if we get in really close, you can see the scratches as he has been a little bit too close to the car in front. It looks like Eli having a look. He's just suffered there's pinball happening here as possibly TX going for the bump and run. There may be question marks over that tactic here as, certainly Izzy will feel no generosity towards TX on the way through the in and out, back onto the trioval or troval as they go. Excuse me. And Izzy will be hoping that Captain Eli has got his foot pinned all the way to the bulkhead, trying to pick up that slipstream, get these two fighting over these positions here as they head on into the bus stop, and they're trying to negotiate the smoothest run through here. This is Vic. Excuse me, Vic, with a really good run through the bus stop. In fact, a purple sector, which means he is the fastest driver to this point on the lap and to this point in the race. High and low and middle lanes being chosen here as the drivers tuck in. No one's got a penalty in front. There's a lot of blue on the racetrack right now, and they'll go high. Will Vic to try and sweep around the outside. That's the optimal braking, but the drivers on the inside can roll through the brakes, and Vic can't take advantage. Izzy is squeezed between the red, white and blue of Captain Eli and the Pan Am blue of Vic. So we do need to just change up how many drivers are using blue today, as far as I'm concerned, as TX in second place has Globas within 4.5 tenths of a second here. Big thank you to everybody who has used the Webbo stickers on the cars. As I've said before, feel free to change the colours to suit your race livery. This is Copa. Might have been perhaps hoping for a little bit better here than the midfield 7th. Some drivers saying that the BMW Z4 GT3 car was a little bit overpowered at this stage, but into the in and out, it certainly looks at the moment, on the hard tyres at least, it's not working out beautifully so far for Copa. Zen is also on the hard tyres in the Peugeot in 8th. We've got Chaotica. Likewise, I wonder, whether we've got a fully even split of hard and medium tyres here. Junkai in 10th, Thrasher in 11th, Preston in 12th, with K. Morris and Dirksey, the entire second half of the field, all on the hard tyres. But Globas is driving an absolute blinder, leading the field also on the hard tyres. TX is on the mediums, and he will stop earlier than the rest of these drivers, I'm fairly certain, as Izzy on the mediums watches Captain Eli in the Aston Martin. Should have plenty of grunt in that V12 engine. If they can keep the momentum through the bus stop, they'll be in a fabulous position to stamp on the brakes into turn 1, as he cannot seemingly get by the Mercedes AMG. He's braking incredibly hard here. That was very nervy into turn 1 from Globas. Perhaps he's trying to box in TX and allow his teammate Captain Eli to get through, and that's how things have worked out, whether it was intentional or not. Tremendous run then from the Team Perfect pace, as Izzy has been in P1. He's now sandwiched between Liquid Death. What absolutely incredible graphics we have here on GT7. I've got to say, I absolutely think it is the finest sim out there. There are moments that take your breath away in GT7. Down in the midfield, it looks like Chaotica has got ahead of Copa, or Copa has caught Chaotica. I can't quite make up my mind on that one. Junkai in the bright pink Exxon, who probably won't be heading towards Venezuela if we were watching the news carefully this week. And Zen in the Carambar Sweet Tooth, is it? Sugar Rush Racing, excuse me. This is on board with Zen as we get very close and personal to the Supra and try to find a bump draft way through. That's probably the ideal run here, is to use the bump draft and propel both of you forwards, because you're losing ground to the leader. 6.7 seconds then is away from the leader of the race. And that for me is probably a pretty big surprise. I had thought that Zen would be the hot favourite here if he's driving the Peugeot RCZ, but maybe it's going to take a little bit of adjustment to get back used to. Hi to Kuroskai, hi to Arcane. It's great to have everybody back, and Larry is also watching. So I wondered if we would have any of Larry and his family watching, now that we are missing Larry from the grid, and he's decided to join the iRacing cult. But Globas ahead of Captain Eli. Speedstars and Izzy are fighting incredibly hard in the sunshine, the late afternoon sun by this point here, possibly even getting towards golden hour of the hour before sunset, with the beautiful sun as we'll be heading in towards night racing. I haven't changed the exposure settings because I know the track is fairly well lit. We would have to do that if we were racing for 24 hours around a conventional racetrack somewhere like Suzuka with no trackside lighting and just the headlights. Chaotica and Junkai now also ahead of Komakopa just for a moment there as they run around the outside. The heat haze, the beautiful design here of Komakopa's Jaguar inspired Legends racing team, as the team Exxon here, who are let me just see, Team Exxon are, why can't I find the driver's name, Junkai for Team Gnome name, so we'll see. It's Team Big Oil, I think they have settled on, as we've got this blue and white livery here for the Ferrari of K. Morris, and he's working for Enzo Motorsport, so Ferrari, famous Ferrari liveries. Dirksy's in 10th place. We've got Preston out in 11th. It's not been a good start for Preston, but I'm sure that the safety car will bring him right back into it. And you can see Goodwrench as the main sponsor for him. We've got Vic in 12th, followed by Zen in 13th now, having got off the hard tyres and put on the mediums. We're on lap 6. We're trying to get to lap 18 on the safety car, so I think just getting rid of the hard tyres for the shortest period possible to go for a 2-stop race is my anticipation here for Zen. Thrash is down in 14th and back to the lead of the race because Captain Eli leads by 1.2 seconds from Globas and from Izzy as we continue then through this Daytona infield, home of the 24-hour race coming up next weekend. Lots of anticipation around that IMSA circuit. It's certainly, there were fireworks last year, and so I'm hoping that it's going to be something very, very similar this year, as Chaotica slowly but surely bringing that brand new Ferrari 296 into contention here in P6. I wonder how many drivers will be thinking about a one-stop. It's a very high degradation on the right-hand side of the car race, so the tyres will be significantly limited. Komakopa not exactly coping brilliantly in the Z4 at this stage, but keeping it pinned right now. It's all about Legends of Racing this season for Team Legends. That's why we've got the Goodwrench and the Jaguar silk livery. But it looked like Thrasher has just exited from the race. Unfortunately, a disconnection, a mechanical failure for Thrasher. We're down to just 13 drivers as Astonishing waits in the pit lane in his neon yellow. It looks like a British police car, to be honest. If you've ever looked for police car liveries to play cops and robbers in GT7, you'll recognise that Dayglow yellow, green and blue. This is Izzy, though. He was on the high side next to Globas. Izzy can't find a way through just yet. He's still on the medium tyres, and Globas on the hards. The crossover point for the ultimate pace and grip of those two cars are going to be in a very similar position. In fact, you can see Izzy just sliding his way out of the international horseshoe, or the it's called the yes, it is called the international horseshoe. It's the easterly of the two. It depends on your track orientation, but it's kind of the northeast one, the first of the hairpins, referred to as the International Horseshoe, as they go on towards the in and out here, two-part left-hander, and rejoin the oval. This is what it looks like and feels like for Izzy. I'm worried now about my my controller, whether something's broken inside it, and that's not good, because I don't have the nice passenger seat gyro cam anymore. Happy birthday to Larry, says Jim. So Jim, hopefully you'll be joining in some sort of festivities for Larry today, and he'll have a day of being left alone to sim race as much as he likes. Hit me up, Larry, if you're getting on AC later. We've got full throttle here with Izzy, stuck behind Globas at the moment, but look at the gap dropping as they run through this lap 8. Izzy getting down low against Globas, who left that low side open to him. Izzy. Oh, and there's a penalty for the car in front as well. That's Captain Eli losing out, and he'll go side by side, door handle to door handle into turn 1. But Izzy unable to make the overtake. That's one of the Mercedes getting a bit wide out there. That's TX Speedstars as they run down in towards that International Horseshoe. Izzy does have a tighter line, but another big snap from Izzy in these slow corners in the Audi R8. It's not quite working out for the 182 at this stage. He's repping the very European Airbus and ITA Airways combination. The light is dropping. The clouds have gathered here over the Florida race circuit as we run down. As astonishing as also, yeah, let's get a lot of happy birthdays in the chat for Larry. We all miss Larry and hope that he leaves his iRacing adventure behind and comes back to us here at Deviant Racing. I'm not sure that's going to happen, to be honest. Zen in 11th. Comacopa's just pitted, as has Preston. I think that is a famous NASCAR livery, but as I've said many times before, I'm afraid my NASCAR knowledge is not where it could be. As Eli is 1 second only ahead of Izzy, and this is just not changing, but it's a lottery. Every time we run through this bus stop, if someone gets a penalty and then has to pay, Izzy had a huge correction mid-bus stop turn 4 there, and actually, rather than get a penalty, Globas has just managed to get straight on around the outside with a better run in the Aston Martin here. The headlights are on, the circuit lights are coming on as well. Look at this power from Izzy, though. How has he picked that up? That's all slipstream, and Audi R8 grunt versus the Aston Martin, which I find somewhat difficult to believe. Arcane says, happy birthday, you lobster. Into the circuit we go, into the infield we go, and through this. I do think GT7 have worked incredibly hard to get these fabulous these trackside cameras here at the world centre of racing. This must be Kay Morris with the Jamaican flag on the door. He's in 8th with Dirksey in 9th, reigning GTD champion Dirksey, no less. So Dirksey, the absolute boss, has managed to get himself promoted and is in 9th place right now. Keep your eye on Dirksey here in the highest tier of racing. The sun is dropping rapidly. We are 10 laps in to our 1 hour race. That is very wide, certainly on that camera angle anyway for Zen. But yeah, the safety car will be out in 8 laps time. It looks like that most drivers are having to pit before the safety car. We'll see if we've got anybody still on their starting hard tyres. Captain Eli, for me, with that amount of fuel left, is still going to struggle to get all the way down into the safety car period before having to pit. But he's running those hard tyres to the canvas as his fuel is dropping off. This is Izzy coming through, Globas behind, and TX with Facia, the Mercedes drivers for Team Liquid Death, in that black and gold livery. You've always got to have the best black and gold liveries here. Alexandra tells me to stop distracting Larry on his birthday. He's got chores to do. Yeah. I'm afraid, Alexandra, I might have to request that you hand back your Stateside Wife of the Year award from a recent stream if you're going to make Larry do chores on his birthday. It's not good for his mental health. Izzy ahead of Globas and TX Speedstars is the order of the race at this stage. Izzy managing to get ahead. Globas, I think, there with a bit of a penalty to pay in that iconic purple and orange Ferris wheel in the infield. As the drivers scream past there, and the crowd make the most of what is a festival atmosphere at Daytona for the 24. As Izzy leads Globas, and behind them TX and Fassiar. So it looks like the other Aston Martin has now pitted. That would be Captain Eli. Bit of a split strategy for the two drivers, at least a lap apart. Let's wait to see whether Globas decides to go into the pit lane now. But here we have the first example on screen, at least, of some really good team driving. This is bump drafting at its finest. Here at Daytona, helping each other forward. That's Izzy leading our race, followed by Globas, who is pretty slow, you have to say, into the bus stop. Cautious here, might then get a better slingshot out of the bus stop, and does so to a certain extent anyway. And we may be heading for the pit lane because his teammate recently pitted. We'll see if he ducks down low momentarily for that pit lane entry, or anybody behind him does. No, we're staying out on track. We've got at least a lap left of fuel on the car. Izzy in, TX and Fassiar. So Globas is the one stop out on lap 12, starting on the hard tyres, running his car as dry as possible now. This is about maximising this in-lap, I would imagine, for him as Team Big Oil of Exxon in Peter. I don't know if that was a late in the week decision to rep Exxon here for Junkai as they trended in the news. We've got Chaotica in third place with K Morris and Dirksy. These drivers yet to stop. Hi to Gus as well, if Gus is watching. Gus, can you hang on for 6 laps? Because it's really important that we get your livery review thoughts. There are some great ones out here today. Yeah, we'll wait to see if we can get your opinion during the safety car. Globas leads by 3.3 seconds. Junkai has caught up very well indeed, and he's still in that same strategic position as M. Globas, with starting on the hard tyres and a full tank of fuel. Same for Chaotica in the Ferrari 296, which is an absolute shambles off the line. You have to say the first gear is terrible, and then suddenly the performance kicks in. So I imagine, unlike the other Ferrari, I think it was the 458 GT3 that we used to race, it is incredibly slow off the line. But then it's perfectly competitive the rest of the race. You can see the 74, the number on the car there, glowing. Beautiful effect there from GT7 to actually replicate that nighttime lit up number. It's not happening on Dirksy's number on his car, but I did enjoy that a lot. I wonder if they've been able to put on pearlescent or metallic stickers to make that happen. Globas in, Junkai in, Chaotica in, and we'll see where the drivers who were out front end up. As Vic looks to have pitted earlier, put on the medium tyres there, gone light on fuel, and I think is going to take the lead of this race ahead of Captain Eli and Zen. That is Eli staying out as the drivers go by. That is Vic ahead of Eli here, and we'll see where Chaotica and Junkai and Globas feed back out of the pit lane because they were fighting with Izzy particularly on the way through. Izzy's about to pass this group. I think Zen's right there. How does Zen do this as he gets back into the hunt now before the safety car period, which is coming up in just 5 laps time? So Vic is your new leader, but Captain Eli is all over the back. Vic is your reigning GTD champion. And look at that for a muscular pass by the Aston Martin on the Audi R8 of sponsored by Pan Am here in the medium tyres. He's lighter on fuel as well. It's soft tyres for Captain Eli. That's why he's been able to make that overtake with so much ease as he heads down into the in and out, back out onto the tri-oval here. And Vic will be trying to represent Team Jetstream as well as possible because Izzy is stuck a little bit further back there. He's gone onto the hard tyres and a full tank of fuel, so he's got a long stint to come, a painful stint to come. So we'll see if Vic can get himself into the mix. Zen has got right up to P3 now after the first pit stops, and he short fueled the car as well, so he's just going to run these mediums for a short period of time. It might just be to the safety car period. As we're nearing the halfway point, I'm sure the drivers will be gearing up and getting ready then for a final stint straight after the safety car. Whether that's a set of hards or a set of mediums remains to be seen. Usually they try to run the mediums to the end, but we will see. Some great liveries. I don't know if that's Gus and Charlie Suitable, the Team Liquid Death livery, but knowing the fact that they are children of Larry, they've probably seen far, far worse. We've got TX in 5th, Glovas in 6th, Fassiar in 7th, and Junkai there in the bright pink Exxon livery in P8. We've got a little bit of an overtake action going on, or at least a pump fake, as it were, on the way into turn 1 here. Some great running from these drivers now in the dead of night at Daytona. Look out for the stars, look out for the landing aircraft nearby as well, as they'll dip a winglet to as a nod of respect to the Team Jetstream. Glovas getting the nose ahead here, but he's got left-hander coming up of the dog leg in towards then the West Horseshoe. They go. Glovas is right there. Medium tyres, full tank of fuel. A bit of an option strategy here, not the most predictable strategy, but I'm sure we'll try and use 2 sets of mediums now. He's used the hards at the start of the race, and then we'll try and stay with the faster tyre through the rest of the race. Of course, the drivers only knew in a small pit stop window when the pit stop would be, whether we've made the safety car would be. They will have made their pit stop plans around that, but they have to react on their feet. Sometimes they go for a team decision, and sometimes they split the strategy to maximise the chance that one of them at least will get it right. Now, Comacopa has to inform me here. What does LMR on the car signify? It's not something I have encountered before. Is that something to do with Le Mans or LMU or not? Let me know on that one. There is the beautiful number 74 glowing on the side of Kay Morris's cigarette sponsored livery, a famous cigarette sponsor, of course. As Preston in P13 comes down into the bus stop. Preston will be really hoping that this strategy works out for him and he can get back in to the mix before the end of the race. Of course, he'll catch the tail of everybody else during the safety car period. Captain Eli is going faster than anybody else at this stage, but I'm worried that front left tyre is going to fade before our safety car period. He's going to have to protect that a little bit. Because that soft tyre is going to burn through very quickly, and I'm worried about whether he can get this way through. Captain Eli P1 and Vic in P2. The headlights just lighting up the concrete walls here at Daytona as they come through the in and out, as we'll join perhaps Vic in the Pan Am Audi R8, and we're just focusing on Captain Eli ahead. We'll see what we'll look for that braking point as well. Check the little overhang between numbers 2 and 1 as we head in. Try and keep 2 wheels on the yellow and 2 wheels on the grey asphalt on the way through. A little step out of the rear tyre there on the way through the bus stop, but he managed to recover quite quickly. Zen in 3rd is 18.2 seconds away from Eli and Vic, who are pushing themselves to fantastic pace at this stage. In the short-fueled lead pairing, I believe Zen was quite short on fuel as well. I'm wondering if Vic has overdone this, or at least underfilled. He might need to alter his fuel mix or stop a lap early. It'll be lap 17 the drivers are permitted to pit, but not during lap 18. So we'll see. Izzy was leading the race earlier on and challenging for victory. He has taken the hard tyres in the middle stint of our race at the moment. 1 minute 46 left of the first half of this race here at Daytona. TXB Stars in 5th with Glovas just leading Fassiar there. Glovas, I think, might have had a problem or an off-track moment, or possibly just a penalty as I think he may have lost a position or two since we last saw him, as he comes up towards our static camera position on the way into that dogleg between the two horseshoes or hairpins. And you can see up close there's plenty of detail on this livery. We are lacking a little bit on the Team Liquid Death on their livery, so we'll be hoping to add a bit more fidelity to that, as we've certainly not left a lot of paint unstickered on Team Exxon or Big Oil's Junkai as we run through. Chaotica in P9, Comacopa in 10th place. Certainly hoping for more in that distinctive sounding BMW Z4. Then we've got Dirks and K Morris, probably not doing themselves any favours at all here in the Supra and Ferrari respectively, fighting over 11th and 12th. Captain Eli has pitted a lap earlier than perhaps he was hoping, but at full speed they will run through and go past Eli. Vic has had to do exactly the same with just 3 litres left in the tank, but hopefully for him he'll be able to put the rest of the fuel required for the rest of the race in, or at least be able to turn down the engine if not. Zen takes the lead of the race. Mark that moment down in your notebook, because I think this could be pretty pivotal. Zen takes the lead of the race on lap 17, the lap prior to the safety car emerging. The safety car who couldn't get in. Oh, excuse me. So Sully just lets me know that they can pit on lap 18, but they cannot on 17. Thank you very much, Sully. Appreciate the correction there. So here we have it. So Legend Motor Racing is the team name for the purple and white Jaguar famous livery in the BMW Z4, and for the number 5 Goodwrench. So thanks, Jim. I'm getting used to everybody's new teams. We don't necessarily keep the same. We see some repeats of themes, especially around Team Mountain Dew at the end of each racing year. But it's difficult to catch everybody's new team name, especially as yesterday I had a whole field full of new teams to commentate over for Black Flag Racing as well. It's lap 17. We wait on the safety car. Here is Astonishing. Hopefully has avoided the ignominy of a penalty on the safety car as well. He managed to hit the pit wall on the way through turn 1, but we'll not talk about that. I don't know why you keep mentioning it. Out here we've got the caravan bar then of Zen in the team. Let me get all the naming correct and get the notes up on my screen. We have Team Sugar Rush. I've not tried a Karam bar before, so you'll have to describe to me exactly how that tastes. But the big old Deviant sticker on the back as well as a Webbo sticker, so big thank you for that as always. And using the Dunlop tyres, and I can tell you this is a Glovas livery with that rear window note there. This is the Team Perfect Pace. I'm not quite sure what the name, which is perfect with 2 R's, has to do with this patriotic show of pride here for the Made in America Aston Martin. Perhaps they're feeling a bit insecure about choosing a British car. That's all I can explain this by. They need to just reaffirm their allegiance here to the flag after picking a fabulous Aston Martin V12 Vantage. We've got the Team Exxon in the all pink with a little bit of green on the back there. Team Exxon, you don't often see them because it's Mobile One, one of the brands that tends to dominate motor racing. But good to see another unique livery there design. That one is not a Glovas, so you'll have to let me know the designer. The famous tobacco manufacturer here. I don't really like giving tobacco manufacturers any kind of shout out on the stream, quite frankly. Yeah, that's what this one is. Famous Ferrari liveries of the past, I think. Team Enzo Motorsports. Enzo Ferrari, of course, the founder and former boss of the Ferraris. And then this other cigarette manufacturer. But a more iconic livery is hard to find there in endurance racing from the old Group 3 days and the Jaguar. But this time represented on the BMW Z4. Fabulous design. I think this is really, really clever. And hats off to the designer there. I have to say, really, really good. I love the matte stickers on the car and the way it pops on the racetrack. So congratulations to him. Gus is ready to judge. Awesome. So we need to hear from Gus. I hope you're having a very good birthday breakfast at the moment, Larry. Yeah, and a nice lie-in as well. We've seen the red, white and blue. We haven't looked at this livery then in the Supra. This is the Chevron Human Energy of Dirksey. It's a very cool livery and great colour scheme for Haviline. So Jim's saying, I think that Chaotica gave position back because of a bump previous lap. So we've got a dark green and a blue variant of the Enzo Motorsport livery. And now it's time to hear from Gus, I think, as to the best livery. We've got the Jetstream here for Pan Am Airlines, a defunct and ceased operation former iconic airline here. And we've got Team Liquid Death in the black and sort of gold, maybe mustard yellow. And we're being instructed to murder our thirst by Team Liquid Death, a mountain water company. ITA Airways are the new name of what used to be Alitalia, which was a fabulously iconic colour scheme, which I now rock on my race suit and helmet in GT7. Because I've gone into a bit of a Lancia mode. Think Lancia Stratos, Delta Integrale rally cars, and you'll know Alitalia as then we run through. So down here, I think so. Here we have the judgment. It's TX is Gus's favourite livery. Let's check out that one. Where is that one gone? Here he is. TX. Team Liquid Death is Gus's favourite, with second being the red, white, and blue of Glovas. And let me get this right. Sorry, I'm still really getting used to everybody. So Glovas in the perfect pace, red, white, and blue colour scheme, and third is Chaotica. Chaotica there in that third place with the green and white of Team Enzo Motorsports. It's great to have Gus's impartial view, and a big thank you to him. And that's the main vote that counts. I haven't made up my mind yet. Tell me what you think is your favourite livery of today. And we've also got a new safety car as well, which I just need to have a check on here. There we have it. You're not going to miss that, are you? In day or night conditions, there's no mistaking the safety car out there. So the drivers getting ready to start their next lap. We will see some drivers coming in. Yeah. Thanks, Larry. I didn't need to say what those colours meant, I suppose. My apologies. Anyway, Glovas leads the race at this stage. He was one of the quickest in qualifying. Not the quickest overall, but he's right there. Or was he? I think he was. Anyway, he is half a second in front of the rest of the field. The whole field now condensed. The safety car driver cannot turn its lights out, but it can honk its horn and weave a couple times to let the drivers know that the race is about to resume. So we'll see if we can either see or hear that happening. I'm sure it will happen on this lap. It's when it's due, and most of the drivers are kind of used to this by now. So here we go. There it is. Awesome. So there is a triple beep. We get ready to restart the race. Glovas leads Junkai. Medium tyres on both cars with Chaotica close behind, but actually allowing a bit of a gap to build there, Chaotica, back to P3. Captain Eli going for the move around the outside here in the Aston Martin. Looks really good on the brakes, does the Aston Martin. Eli, though, was very deep into the braking zone right there. So I think he just about made the pass cleanly enough. but that did involve Chaotica just paying very close attention as Junkai gets right into the back of the Aston Martin. This time it looks like the Aston Martin does seem to be the favoured car at this point, and another fabulous camera angle there as Eli and we've got Chaotica and Junkai fighting. Chaotica very much on the ascendancy here on the run through. Something about that that triangular logo that just screams speed, isn't there? As we run through, Astonishing has left the building, as it were, and the two Aston Martins in perfect pace leading the way. The Stars and Stripes flying high here at Daytona International Speedway, and the Sparks also as we run through, waiting for daybreak to come and the change of light condition again. But both Team Perfect Pace drivers are right on each other's bumpers, hoping, I'm sure, to try and drift away from the rest of the cars. All the reset points here for the race have passed. It is now, for most of the drivers, I would imagine, a run to the flag, with the exception perhaps of TX, who's gone for a not full tank of fuel and a set of soft tyres. I imagine he'll be just doing a short stint here. Izzy, Zen, Fasio, Komakopa and Preston at the rear end of the field at this stage. They'll be hoping that all the drivers in front of them have to pit or turn the engine down. Oh, that's a big problem. That's K Morris into the wall. Now, I think that might be a disconnection for a moment, because suddenly he's back at full pace and up into 8th place. So for a moment there, we were having a problem for K Morris, but tuning in and connecting in from the great country of Jamaica, as side by side go Team Perfect Pace. Captain Eli takes the lead of the race off Glovas, and this is really important for team bragging rights and favourable treatment from team bosses. If you can establish your dominance at the first race of the season, that will carry you through. It does look, unfortunately, like K Morris has disappeared. And Astonishing said, "Phew, I'm back. That was stressful." Okay. Lots of birthday wishes for Larry as well, as a sorely missed member of the Deviant community. On to pastures new at this point. As Saito says, K Morris Internet just on brand at this point. Yeah, I'm sorry to say. Dirksy, recent promotee from the GTD series, which is coming up on the channel momentarily, straight after this race. Dirksy is up in 5th position. What a fantastic performance from Dirksy so far. And he's on the medium tyres, just ahead now of TX Speedstars, who I'm sure is starting to struggle on the Mercedes. It doesn't like those soft tyres, the Mercedes, very much at all, but he gets a great run through the bus stop once again, and it's another switch over of the tracks, as Larry says. I'll happily return if reserve is needed at any point. Oh, that's great. That's good to hear. Izzy in P8 and Zen ahead of Komakopa. So that's Izzy, who was challenging for the lead in the first phase of our race. Unfortunately, things haven't been quite going his way. He races in VR, Izzy, as does Komakopa, and I think Preston. Although haven't had it confirmed yet whether Preston is actually racing the full hour length in VR. I know he has VR, but I think he is. And it's not the best advert for VR racing at this point, is it? Seeing Izzy in 8th, Komakopa in 10th, and Preston in 12th positions at this stage of proceedings. It's Captain Eli ahead of Glovas. And he really does have the bit between his teeth right now, Captain Eli. Glovas has been on those medium tyres a little bit longer and has to preserve the tyres and possibly back the fielder behind here from Captain Eli. And Saito saying Preston does indeed race the full hour in VR. Jim wasn't listening carefully enough, because I did say Komakopa, but thanks, Jim. Because Koma has driven in my VR exclusive league that will be starting up again for its 4th season in March on this, well, certainly accessible from this channel. We haven't finished negotiations just yet. Junkai in 3rd, Chaotica in 4th, and Chaotica's got a really nice run here. Let's follow Chaotica on the way into the bus stop. And it wasn't the best run on the way in. He's gone for a very wide, then narrow run, and that has cost him time for Chaotica. So he'll reflect on that and think, you know what, that's a better way through. K Morris in the live chat, not a good sign. Sorry to see you disconnect there, Morris, unfortunately. Once again, another problem here for the connectivity. Dirksey in 6th and Vic chasing hard in that in 7th position in the Audi R8, the Pan Am Audi R8 rather than the ITA Airways. So much blue on the track this this season so far. Shiesty has joined the room. I think he's a little ahead of schedule right now. I don't know if this room will be reused for GTD. I was invited to disappear from the server earlier in season 4.3. I thought that Chaotica might just continue to use the server. Here comes Dirksey, though, versus Vic. Vic getting the overtake done, nice and tidy there in the medium shod Audi R8 ahead of the medium but older medium shod Toyota Supra. It's Izzy in P8 in the Jetstream car, and Komakopa and Fassi are fighting over 10th and 11th positions. Not what the 4th place driver of season 4.3 standings, Komakopa, would have been hoping for this season. But let's see, because this is a funny track. It doesn't always translate to the form book for the rest of a season, this Daytona circuit. It's quite a peculiar one for the car balance, so it may well be that that the Aston Martin is not the top car in the season overall. Preston is right there at the back, but can see everybody in front of him, and we'll wait to see whether he can really launch an attack later on. He looks to be protecting the tyres somewhat and hoping he's got enough fuel left for the final 15 minutes of racing. It's lap 24 here in the first race of our 5th season, 5th year. We have 3 seasons a year here at Deviant Racing. So you're never too far away. If you do want to join Deviant Racing and you think this looks like a good time, then follow the link in towards the Discord of Deviant Racing, and we'd love to welcome you in and check your pace and your racecraft and bring you in for qualification for next season, or for reserve seats this season possibly, but plenty of social racing as well. I know we do a Friday night in the US time go-kart race, and there's lots of other races happening throughout the course of the season. It's Dirksey in 7th. I'm waiting to see the next podcast as well, Drink with the Driver, which you'll see back issues of on YouTube, on the YouTube channel as well. Not mine, but on the Deviant channel. It's a really nice close-up look. I feel like that Webbo sticker needs to be in that green colour on the back window there to coordinate nicely, or in black. But I'm nitpicking. We've got TXP Stars chasing hard with Vic moving forward at this stage, really putting in some great laps. A 1:47.3 Vic has just on lap 22. He put an overtake on Dirksey the last lap, explaining a slightly slower lap in between. And Binkid is trying VR this season as well. Oh wow, that's an amazing list of VR drivers. So we're almost becoming a VR league, it seems, with Preston, Dirksey, Globus, Coma, Izzy, Thrasher, Mercury, Saito. Fantastic. Thanks, Saito, for that info. And I know plenty of drivers who say once you try it, you really can't go back. I'm not one of those. I really enjoy it, and I think it's the very best way of racing, but it's not like I would just say I would never race flat screen ever again. Dirksey and Junkai are headed towards pit road at this time, with Captain Eli leading the race by 1.7 seconds. Glovas has not let him get away this stage, and Chaotica really showing a very good second half of the race, Chaotica, but he's running very, very low on fuel right now in that Ferrari 296 GT3. We'll see if he needs to pit on this lap or the next one. And it is dawn, and I'm reliably informed that you get the smell of breakfast being cooked in the infield around various parts of this circuit on a 24-hour race, and it drives the drivers absolutely wild with hunger who were in that particular stint. We've got just under 12 minutes to go of the race. as Binkett says, yes, he is VR this season. Good to hear. And TX then heading through with Vic not far behind him. Vic's gap to the lead, only 7.4 seconds. He's got half a tank of fuel remaining. Binkett says VR for GT7 and triples for iRacing. All right, Mr. Moneybags. I think you can send a tip if you're gonna spend that kind of money. That's insane. But yeah, we'll have to see pictures of your setup, Binkett, and we can all get very jealous. Chaotica, in we go to the pit road. TXB Star's the same, so that promoting Vic, and Vic is probably in a good place to the end. But check out that rear right tyre here, because that is an unusual one to be limited here at Daytona. Often it's the front left, so he's clearly leaning on that tyre quite a lot with his brake balance towards the rear, I would have thought. Good battling here between Zen and Izzy. Izzy's going for it down the inside. Zen very much left the door open, but sometimes you don't want to protect the inside too much. Oh, it's getting very tight through there. And they just about make their way through. Izzy getting by as they go into the left-hand dogleg. Zen gets back ahead. That is a very, very confusing run through there, but Zen managing to make that one stick. Excuse me, stop for a drink. Quite how Zen got overtaken and then retook the place. Whether it was a problem for Izzy, who's seemingly having trouble getting the power down today smoothly in this Audi R8. Captain Eli racing Daytona again after the 12-hour yesterday, says Bummy. Yeah, he is. That's possibly why he's so hooked up here. I have to say, if you're going to race somewhere twice in a week, it's better to do the sprint afterwards, because you're really in the zone. So congrats to Captain Eli, 2.8 seconds in the lead of this race as we check down the oval to see Vic in third place as the top two now pit. Vic will go by the pit lane. I think he's got the fuel. I'm unsure whether he's got the tyres to get home at this stage. Zen should be good to the end as well. Zen will pass Eli and Glovas, and we'll see all the strategies converge to find the true run of form here at the end of the race. Zen lifting a wheel on the way into turn one. That is beautiful stuff there in the Peugeot RCZ, ahead of Izzy also in the Audi R8. So it looks like Vic and Izzy have got a good strategy. Izzy with his tyres in a similar state to Vic's, that have been talking about this throughout the course of the preparation phase for this new season of racing and how they best handle the characteristics of the Audi. Looks like Komakopa just walking towards the apex there. He's got his teammate directly behind him here for Legend Motor Racing. I can see now why Jim was correcting me earlier on, because Jim is part of Legend Motor Racing in the GT4 cars for the GTD series coming up very soon. Looking forward to seeing those legendary cars. As Eli just taking that in and out very wide, crossing the yellow line with both sides of the car. He's out ahead of Glovas. Now, has Glovas overfueled? That gap is out to something like 6.5 seconds between the two teammates. They've gone for soft tyres, though. A lot of work to do. Glovas is nearly 30 seconds away from the lead of this race, which is Vic, who himself has a 7.7 second lead over Zen. Oh, thank you, Binkett. I appreciate that. No end. So with your triples and your VR, you've had a couple bucks spare to send a gift. So thank you very much to Binkett for that. Cheering on Sugar Rush Racing. We'll wait to see Binkett in your Sugar Rush. I don't know if you've gone for the same design or not, but we'll see, of course, coming up very soon. Izzy is in P3 and challenging here Zen. This is going to be fascinating to see these two drawing swords. Always a good overtake opportunity coming here, and that is Komakopa has passed the Team Liquid Death Mercedes of Fascia, and now here comes Preston. in the BMW Z4 to try and do the same thing round the dogleg. He's got the favourable run towards the inside of the West Horseshoe, but Vassiar managed to get a much better run through the dogleg there in the 61, and holds on at least to this place for now. As Preston in the slightly newer medium tyres. We have 6.5 minutes left to run here. Team Sugar Rush Racing in Bloodstream says Astonishing Gaming. We've got Captain Eli in P7. He is just 20.6 seconds from the lead, but he has an 8.3 second gap to close before he can even start challenging for 6th. There's a big ask for these two, but it will involve, I think, other drivers making mistakes or running low on their fuel and having to turn the engines down before the end of this race. It's 28 laps old so far, just under 6 minutes to go, with Junkai in 11th place and Dirksey, the recent promotee, on the soft tyres, trying to get home here. I'm not sure the strategy is quite working out for Dirksey in the Chevron colours, but we will see later on in the Team Big Oil. I was expecting more slick strategies from them. It is Vic, 7.2 seconds leading this car, Zen, 3 seconds ahead of Izzy, so Izzy's dropped back slightly there. We'll see if Vic can just stroke this home gently and stay away from those track limits. Copa back to 4th place, and that's great. Team Caffeine and Adderall didn't seem appropriate, says Pinkett. Slightly more appropriate, perhaps, than an Exxon or a car with Who Said Oil written on it this week. Anyway, we're not here to talk politics. We're here to go racing. It's Copa in 4th, Vassiar in 5th, and 6th is Team Preston. I would have to probably draw the line if we ended up with Team Maga, but now I've said that, I know someone's going to want to run Team Maga next season. It's Zen in 2nd, Vic in 1st place, screaming by our static camera there, with just a few minutes left to run. Lap times hovering around the 1 minute 48, low 148s, and we'll have a look at where the Team Perfect pace are currently running. 45.9 for Captain Eli, lowish on fuel, brand new soft tyres, but 17.5 seconds away from the lead of the race. Still got a 5.2 second gap. I don't think that this is the right strategy for them this time round, but we'll see if they can get in the mix. They've only got 4 minutes left to run, and I get a nice close-up of that very, very American livery. This is Team Liquid Death. He comes by the camera of TX, and Chaotica chasing him down. We've certainly got a lot of questionable brands in today's representation on the grid. We've got a lot of oil and a lot of tobacco as well. So I don't know what to say about all of this. We've got Vic leading though in the Pan Am sponsored Jetstream Audi R8, and again, probably not the best brand for the Wokarati or anybody who lives, in sort of southwest Scotland. We've got Zen in 2nd place in the Karam Bar. Not exactly the dentist's favourite, but Team Sugar Rush here in the Peugeot RCZ, just scattering a little bit of freshly trimmed grass across the racetrack there at the apex of the West Horseshoe. And Izzy certainly has his hands full right now. He's protecting those medium tyres in the Audi R8, but a really good switch back there from Preston, as he will bang wheel arches there with the ITA Airways blue of Izzy, and Preston gets the low side. It looks like the clouds are gathering on a very humid day here at Daytona, and Preston in the Z4 trying to draw his teammate behind him, and is succeeding at the moment. Copa will try and follow through here into the bus stop, but he's typically not very aggressive on the overtakes. I wonder if a more aggressive driver would have gone for that one, but he's certainly biding his time. And unfortunately, it looks like Izzy is struggling as the Aston Martin already catching here, going very low almost onto the apron, which is frowned upon in oval racing, but I think it's okay in road racing, as you've got Izzy hanging on to 4th place, Preston all the way up to P3 from the very back of the grid at the first half of the race. This is a fabulous run then, as Captain Eli, the Aston Martin, has been super strong on the brakes down the outside, putting all his faith in Izzy. And unfortunately, Izzy just couldn't stop the car in time. Loses 3 positions, Izzy, in the course of that run. Unfortunately for him. Let's check him out here. He was out in 5th place, and he tries to brake as late as possible. Gets a little rub there, possibly from the Aston, but can't get the car hooked up. And as he sort of pushes one car forward, 2 cars come up the inside, unfortunately for Izzy, and that is turning very sour for him. Down in 7th place now. Up at the front, Vic still leads by 5.4 seconds. Can anybody break Vic's stranglehold on GTDPRO this current racing period here? We've straddling season 4.3 and into season 5.1. He's still very much the quickest driver out there and on top over any given race. Captain Eli in the Aston, soft tyres will be starting to fade. We've got 40 seconds left on the race clock. He's trying to go around the outside here. Preston not leaving a lot of space, and I think Captain Eli just hitting the wall very slightly there. I think most of these drivers will pass the start-finish line. Surely there has to be a penalty for Captain Eli. He was fully on the grass on the way into the next corner. Yes, a half-second penalty for Eli, perhaps boxed into it by Preston's positioning on the racetrack. This will give him a small breather. We'll just check and see. Yes, the drivers are passing the start-finish line before the end of the race. This could be it, though, for Preston. As he comes through 2, 1 and 0. Will he take the checkered flag? Not quite. Captain Eli goes by, but Fassiar takes 5th, Komakopa in 6th, and Izzy home in the end in 7th position. Underneath the checkered flag come the stars and stripes of Glovas. That is frowned upon Glovas to finish the race. TX Speedstars ahead of Chaotica, and Junkai will follow them through, with Dirksey some long distance behind. The Supra really hasn't gone well here. The top 4 drivers still racing hard to finish this race out. Looks like it's going to go the way of Vic, but this Preston Captain Eli battle will live on, even though they went past the start-finish line after the clock went dead. They have been given this extra lap to race. Eli down the inside of Preston, but Preston having to turn the engine down. It looks like he's perhaps under-fueled the car. Preston may struggle here to get home. Look at how little fuel is on the car, sort of bottom center left of your screen. And just as Arcane was cheering for Preston, there it is. Yeah, he's the other drivers have finished this one out. Heading up towards our camera position at the start of the bus stop goes our race leader Vic. Captain Eli's not far behind. Zen, it looks like, has run out of fuel as well. Zen plummeting from 2nd position down to 4th. Unfortunately, a strategic error from Zen. Perhaps not watching his fuel gauge, or at least just hoping. There is a flash of the lights from Vic. He is more than happy. Can he get home before his fuel runs out? I think he's got enough on board to make it. He's still full throttle all the way to the line. And Vic will win the first race of season 5.1. On the barest fumes of fuel. Across comes Captain Eli to take home P2. And it will be Preston in 3rd place after Zen's fall from 2nd down to 4th with no fuel on board. It won't lose any more places because everybody else has finished. It's Vic, Captain Eli and Preston, your top 3 then today. What a very, very exciting race towards the end. I wonder if our GTD drivers can live up to that one. We'll give you the provisional results momentarily, and then we'll get the stream switched over to the GTD series, which will be starting in around 9 minutes time, so a very short turnaround here, but well done to Vic and Eli and Preston as well. Preston driver of the day for me, to turn disaster into a fantastic podium in the end. Congratulations to him. We've got some cheeky people joining the server at this late stage, but Vic for Team Pan Am taking home the top step of the podium and the champagne today, or maybe the prosecco. Vic will have to let me know what he prefers, but winners drink whatever regardless. So really good work from Vic once again. Can anybody challenge Vic this season? He had it very much his own way last time. Here are your provisional results then. Vic ahead of Captain Eli and Preston. Zen, Fascia and Komakopa in 6th place. Izzy and Glovas rounding out the top 8. Followed by TX, Chaotica, Junkai and Dirksey. Unfortunately, our safety car driver finished ahead officially of Thrasher and K. Morris. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh about that, but it is somewhat amusing. Vic, Captain Eli and Preston, your podium. Great run there. Astonishing saying good shout there, Zen. I think that's a little bit of sarcasm from Astonishing. Zen won't take that very well, I don't think. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in today. Hopefully, we will catch you on the next stream coming up any moment. But from me, Webbo, from us here at Deviant Racing, thank you very much, and we will catch you on the next race day.